Hey, how's it going? Kenny here, and welcome back to another tactic testing video. And up in today's video, I'll be testing the tactic 3322 Darkness. Before we get started with this though, guys, I want to reiterate that I am not the creator of these tactics. If you want to check out the creator, then there'll be a link down in the description below. I am merely just testing out the tactics in these videos here. And this tactic has caught my eye because it's a very interesting looking tactic, it has to be said. Well, obviously, it's a 3-3-2-2. Break it down a little bit. You've got a sweeper keeper on defend. You've got 3 ball playing defenders on defend. You haven't got any fullbacks or wingbacks to talk of, which is very interesting. You've got 2 wingers on attack here, left midfield and right midfield. You've got 3 DMs, 1 defensive midfielder on support, and 2 Segundo Volantes on attack. And then you've got 2 advanced forwards up front. So, yeah, this fullback and wingback situation is a little bit nerve-wracking because the wingers are both on attack as well. So, this area here could prove a little bit costly for the team, but having 3 centre-backs will hopefully help in that regard, it has to be said. In terms of the instructions, well, you've got a balanced mentality. In possession, you've got short passing to space and low crosses. Run at defence, you've got focused play down the left and right. Underlap left and right as well, and higher tempo. In transition, you've got roll it out, counter and counter press. And then out of possession, we've got high press, trigger press much more often, prevent short goal distribution, and get stuck in as well. So like my recent tactic testing videos, I have tested this tactic out with every single Premier League club. I've selected the tactic, selected use current match tactics, made myself unsackable as well for the sake of the experiment, and gone on holiday for the season. Well, you see Man United here set up as the start of the tactic here. That doesn't necessarily mean that they'll feature in the video here today. Also, to show the other side of the spectrum, I'll show the team who has had the worst season with this tactic as well. And in this video, I'll feature the top 3, in my opinion, who've had the most success with this tactic. So without further ado then, let's go check out the team who, in my opinion, has had the 3rd most success with this tactic. And that team is Southampton. They've had a great season. The team who, of course, finished rock bottom in real life. With this tactic, they finished 7th in the league. And to be honest, they could have finished in the Champions League places because look at the end of the season they had. There's only 4 points off Chelsea in 4th place, and they did have a poor end of the season. We could be talking about Champions League football for Southampton right now, or at least Europa League football as well. But let's not be disappointed about it. They finished 7th in the league. The team who finished rock bottom, as I said, in real life. They're one of the favourites for relegation as well at the start of the season here. So great season from them. 63 points. Also, Che Adams with 25 goals as well in the league. So great from him. In terms of the cup competitions, though, not too well. They lost out in the 3rd round to Leeds in the FA Cup. They got knocked down in the 2nd round by Fulham in the Carabao Cup as well. But let's go check out the league table here then. Well, Che Adams finished as 3rd top goal scorer in the league behind Isak and Haaland. And look at that. His strike partner, Paul Onwachu, finished the 2nd highest average rating with a 7.5. So brilliant from him as well. Well, in terms of the league, they got 19 wins, 6 draws and 13 losses. They scored 75 goals, which is the 2nd highest in the league. But look at the goals conceded. Conceded 66 goals. I think it's something to do with the full-back, wing-back situation. But if you can score more goals than you concede, then that's certainly a positive sign. And 75 goals for Southampton is very, very nice, of course. Just 1 more win, and they would have qualified for the Europa League. And 2 more wins, and they would have qualified for the Champions League. So that is how close they came. If you look at the data hub here, it doesn't obviously look that amazing, but the goals per game, non-penalty XG, goals per 90 as well is very nice. Shots per game as well, but the conceded column and XG against per game is obviously not the greatest, but this is Southampton. They finished 20th in the league in real life. With this tactic, they finished 7th in the league, so great from them. Well, in terms of the players, there's a big drop-off for the top 2 players and the rest of the team. Onwachu and Adams have had absolutely fantastic seasons. Onwachu with 24 goals and 6 assists in 35 games. And Che Adams with 26 goals and 8 assists in 38 games. So these two banging in the goals for fun with 7.48 and a 7.41 average rating. Also, Adam Armstrong, the 3rd choice striker it seems. He only started 7 games, featured in 27. He got 7 goals and 2 assists. So it looks like the forward line have really helped out the team with this tactic. The rest of the other players didn't do particularly that well. Although Orsic got 3 goals and 10 assists. James Ward-Prowse, the captain, of course, got 7 goals and 10 assists as well. Diallo with 2 goals and 8 assists. Defensively, not amazing, but as I said, all in all, Southampton 7th in the league, Europa Conference League football. Happy days with that. Anyway, let's go check out the 2nd best team with this tactic. And that team is Crystal Palace. They actually finished exactly the same position as Southampton in 7th place. But the reason why I put them higher, though, is because they got to the FA Cup final as well. Unfortunately, they lost the FA Cup final, and by the looks of it, they lost the FA Cup final to Aston Villa, and they have taken away their European football for the next season. So, ultra devastating for Palace coming into the season there. You know, could have won the FA Cup final and playing Europa League football. The fact that they lost the game, Aston Villa took away the European football for them, and obviously took away the FA Cup from them as well. So, very disappointing. But look at that from Wilfried Zaha. Wilfried Zaha with 31 goals in the league for Palace. The Palace legend, of course, unfortunately, he's left them now. Joined Galatasaray, I think it is. So, I'm not going to see him in the next FootballManager for Palace. But what a season for him. 31 goals in the league. 7th in the league for Palace. I don't think that's quite as convincing as 7th for Southampton. But as I said, the FA Cup final as well. They had a great season. Let's check out the league table in full here then. Well, Zaha actually finished as top goal scorer in the league. Wow, what on earth is going on? Erling Haaland, 3rd on the list. Top goal scorer. That never happens. What on earth is going on? So Zaha, top goal scorer in the list, is absolutely amazing in the league. Joint top with Salah, by the way. But that's nothing to be ashamed of, is it? Nothing to be ashamed of at all. Well, 18 wins for Palace, 5 draws and 15 losses. Very similar with the goals scored and goals conceded, though. 73 goals scored for Palace, which is obviously very high. 3rd best in the league, I think, there. But 70 goals conceded again. So defensively, this tactic is not working out too well. But it's yielding results. 13 of those goals were conceded to Liverpool, by the way. So, yeah, interesting to see what happened there. But, yeah, Palace 7th in the league. Not quite as convincing as Southampton, but look what they did in the FA Cup as well. Almost won the competition. They would have won the FA Cup as well. An absolutely amazing season. But still a very good season. Unfortunately for them, though, no European football for next season. Let's check out the players then. I think we can already guess who's had the best season for Palace, and that is Zaha. 36 goals in 45 games and 9 assists for Zaha. That is crazy. And also, similar to Southampton, the second best player is, of course, the other striker as well. That is Edouard. 17 goals, respectable 17 goals in 43 games, but also 11 assists as well. And look at that. Carbon copy to Southampton as well. The 3rd best player is the 3rd choice striker. That is Mateta. 26 games, only 6 starts, but 7 goals and 4 assists for him as well. Joachim Andersen, a good season, a centre-back there. 39 games, 1 goal, 2 assists with a 6.99. Ayew as well. Ayew, he done quite well when he came in. Elise got 3 goals and 7 assists. Eze didn't do too well though with 2 goals and 5 assists. But again, similar to Southampton, good going forward, not so good defensively, but both teams have finished 7th in the league, so that is very nice. Anyway, before we get started with the best team with this tactic, let's go check out the team who had the worst success with this tactic. And that team is Brighton, unfortunately. This is becoming a bit of a common theme for me, Brighton, in these tactic testing videos. They never seem to do very well with any tactic, Brighton. They're very much underperformers. Although saying that, they did massively overachieve in real life, finishing 6th in the league. But, wow, they are an amazing team. I think I speak for everyone here, apart from Crystal Palace fans probably, because they hate Brighton, of course. But Brighton are a great team to watch in real life, some great players as well. But 16th in the league with this tactic is not good at all. Danny Welbeck still with 23 goals though. Pascal Gross with 15 assists as well. So it looks like, again, going forward is great with the tactic, but defensively not so great. Yeah, going forward, 62 goals for Brighton, but defensively, 86 goals conceded. That is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So, yeah, Brighton only just survived from relegation, it has to be said. 3 points clear of the relegation zone. But look at that, though. Tottenham getting relegated. Tottenham relegated? What on earth is going on? Is that what Tottenham should expect if Harry Kane does leave for Bayern Munich? That is kind of funny. But, yeah, they've had a pretty terrible season, haven't they? But, yeah, Brighton with this tactic, not too great. But anyway, let's go check out the team who I think has had the most success with this tactic. And that team is Man City, of course. Before we get started with their results, though, guys, please remember that if you do like this video, hit that like button for me. It's very important for the video's success. And also, if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. Recently got to 1k subs. That is absolutely incredible. But that is just the beginning. Now the next target is 2k subs, of course. So if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. So Man City, the best team with this tactic. They actually won the treble. So they had a great season. Not the same treble as in real life, because in real life they won the Premier League, the Champions League and the FA Cup. This time round they won the Carabao Cup instead of the FA Cup, but still a great season from them. 91 points in the end for Man City. They also won the Champions League in the final against Real Madrid 2-0. And of course they won the Carabao Cup as well. So great from them. They also had a quite poor end to the season, it seems. So They was already very clear at the top over Arsenal there, so not really too much to worry about there. Well, surprise, surprise, top goal scorer in the league is Erling Haaland with 39 goals. He's just a freak, isn't he? Also in the assist charts here, got two players with 12 assists for the season, Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne as well. So looks like a great season for Man City. Of course, they're favourites for the title, so it's not astronomical, is it? But let's check out the goals scored and the goals conceded column. Well, first of all, they won 29 games, 4 draws and 5 defeats. A couple of 4-3 defeats there. They lost away from home to Man United, Tottenham, Arsenal and Liverpool. Also, Tottenham beat them at home as well. But 115 goals is very nice. And 42 goals conceded is not the best, but it's still a lot better than Southampton and Crystal Palace. As it should be, though. We're talking about a lot better defenders here for Man City. But yeah, great season from them. A treble. Can't complain at that. If you look at the data hub here, well, going forward is just almost perfect, it has to be said. Conceded per game is still quite decent, but I think for Man City, it's a little bit poor, it has to be said. But still, not too bad. XG against per game, though, is a lot higher than the conceded per game. So it looks like the goalkeepers let them down a little bit, it seems. But all in all, great season. A treble to talk of. Absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look at some of the results here. Well, they beat fierce rivals Man United in the Carabao Cup final 3-2. So that's very nice. They're actually 3-0 up in the game as well. So they were cruising, but it got very nervy towards the end. But they held on to the win there. Also, they beat Wolves 12-3 on aggregate in the semi-final. Beat them 8-0 at home. So that is also very nice. And in the Champions League final, of course, they beat Real Madrid 2-0. Oh, wow, look at a dirty game as well. Nathan Ake, the winner of the game, with 2 goals in the game. That's very interesting. Rodri got sent off, then Tchouaméni got sent off as well for Real Madrid. And in the semi-final, they beat Barcelona 10-3 on aggregate, 5-3 away, and 5-0 at home. So they love this tactic for goals scored, Man City. This tactic seems to work very well for going forward. Not so good defensively. So if you're interested in just being entertained constantly, then this is a sort of tactic for you, has to be said. Well, let's see who the best player of the season was with this tactic. Not really too many surprises. Erling Haaland with 67 goals in 59 games and 15 assists. That is incredible. Not the best I've seen from him, though. I've seen him score 84 goals before and 83 goals, but still. 67 goals and 15 assists is, yeah, rather incredible. Also, though, look at this. Look at the state of this. Julian Alvarez with 33 goals and 9 assists in just 18 starts. Wow, what a season from him as well. He appeared in 47 games in total, but only 18 starts. That is incredible from Alvarez. And look at Phil Foden as well. 35 goals for Foden and 11 assists in 43 starts as well. 52 appearances in total. So looks like Foden was starting up front mainly with Haaland, but when Alvarez came in, he was pretty much guaranteed a goal in every single game. Also, Rodri had a great season, 9 goals, 8 assists. De Bruyne got 18 assists. Nathan Ake with 10 goals and 14 assists. How bizarre is that? What on earth's going on there? Where's he been playing? Well, Ake was mainly playing as a DM, which is rather interesting. But 10 goals and 14 assists from Ake. Not really what I was expecting, to be honest. Gundogan as well with 4 goals and 14 assists. And Bernardo Silva with 4 goals and 21 assists. So, yeah, as I said, going forward, absolutely incredible this tactic Man City. But, again, defensively, not the best. So, that is the end of this video, guys. Well, as you can see, this tactic works very well for goals scored. Even Brighton, the worst team with this tactic, even Danny Welbeck got 23 league goals. So going forward, it seems amazing. Personally, if I was to change anything, I'll probably change the wingers on attack to some sort of wing back on attack or wing back on support or something to try and help in that regard. But in saying that, if you do that, how many goals will it take away from the goals scored column? So it's an interesting one, but probably worth experimenting with it. If you do think about trying this tactic out, it's worth experimenting with the wing backs, especially against teams that you're expected to lose against, I'd say. You know, away to the Man Cities, away to Liverpool's, Arsenal's, Chelsea's, etc. And maybe it'll work out better. But yeah, all in all, it's a very interesting tactic. Definitely works very well with the goals scored column. Not so great defensively, though. But anyway, guys, that is the end of this video. Please remember that if you do like the video, hit that like button for me. If you're still watching at this point, then surely you must like the video. And also, if you're new around here, do consider hitting that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out. And much appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.